It's a big news today. Today's landmark Supreme Court ruling on affirmative action that will now impact the future of generations of college students. The justices ruled race can no longer be a factor when it comes to applying for college. Activists had argued the affirmative action policies at Harvard and the University of North Carolina discriminated against white and Asian American applicants. But President Biden and others say the decision rolls back decades of precedent.
I know today's court decision is a severe disappointment to so many people, including me. But we cannot let the decision be a permanent setback for the country.
From today, all children will be judged by the content of their character and also by their merit, not by color of their skin.
Now, the majority opinion said students may still address race in an application, like expressing how it impacted their lives in an admissions essay.
Affirmative action has actually been banned for California public universities since 1996.
So how will this ruling impact higher education in our state? CBS 13's Andrew Hovner is getting answers for us. Andrew?
Yeah, guys, in many ways, this Supreme Court decision is the legacy of California Proposition 209, which in 1996 banned the practice of race-based considerations at public universities and colleges here. But private universities are the ones that stand to be impacted by this most recent Supreme Court decision, including the state's oldest university and the largest in our area. A 6-3 Supreme Court decision is sending waves through private university systems.
We've known that this decision was coming down the pike for last year, and so we've been prepared for it for a long time.
Mary Lomax Girarduzzi is the University of the Pacific Vice President of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion.
We really, if anything, are unequivocally impacted by this because if you look at our institution right now, we're an emergent Hispanic serving institution.
And says that there won't be any change in their approach to how they admit students.
We feel that we're really in a good position, even with the ruling, and of course we're disappointed.
While the Conservative Political Action Coalition applauded the decision and called for the elimination of all DEI initiatives, saying, quote, to do otherwise, no matter how well-intentioned, simply fosters the, quote, soft bigotry of low expectations. But Noreen Farrell of Equal Rights Advocates says the decision, which referenced California's Proposition 209, didn't look hard enough at the impact of that particular legislation.
What was not lifted up by the justices sufficiently were the outcomes of Prop 209 in terms of loss of contracts and millions of dollars for women and minority-owned businesses, and 50% decrease in representation of Black students at UCs.
While at UOP, Lomax Girarduzzi says the next steps are all about action and more than just words.
It's not just the rhetoric of saying we're committed to diversity, equity, and inclusion. That's the easy part. The hard part is making leadership choices to invest in communities where it matters.
And UOP President Christopher Callahan did say in a statement that the principles of diversity and inclusion will always be core values at UOP while they monitor the developments of this Supreme Court ruling. Coming up at 6 o'clock, what equal rights advocates say is the common misconception in affirmative action and who actually stands to get hurt by this recent decision.
It has a lot of people talking. Andrew, we'll look for your report at 6 o'clock. Thank you for that. The Supreme Court still has more big rulings to come this term, including President Biden's student loan forgiveness program to erase or reduce debt for tens of millions of Americans. Plus a ruling on an LGBTQ rights case on whether a Colorado wedding website designer can deny services to same-sex couples.